Hey there, beloved Ascension pioneers, and welcome to my video which will talk about Ascension exercises. We've talked before about the importance of physical exercise, and I also talked about light diet, which is so important. And the next aspect I really want to move into is energy exercise. You know, there was a lot of old teachers such as yogi masters and practitioners of many different energetic techniques that were all showing us how it's simple to cultivate the energy of our source vortex. And there's so many techniques out there, and you know, quantum healing, hypnosis, and different techniques and different levels, quantum level, this level, that level. And for me, everything is more about how simple it can be for us when we tune into our soul and just cultivate the light, the energy essence of our own God spark, our I am presence. So in this video, therefore, I want to show you some very simple, some very basic exercises that we can use, because we need to merge the aspect of our body, the physicality, with soul alchemy, so working with energy as well. Because when we learn how to work with energy, we become more masters of everything. You know, energy is neutral, and we learn how to work with it. So not just using it for, you know, being spiritual, because we're already spiritual, we're already enlightened, we just need to learn how to cultivate that. And when we take good care of ourselves, physically, emotionally, mentally, and in energy-wise as well, then we will be in balance. That integral component and our syntheses will be intact. So I want to show you some very simple exercise which you can incorporate in your own daily life, because there's a lot of meditations and exercises that for me are too complex, and I like things that are simple in terms of everything, you know, and my life is, for me, is important that it's free, that it reflects simplicity and wellness of being. So I like to incorporate these exercises in my exercise. So let's say I'm going out for a run, and then I stop, and usually I stop at where the water is falling at certain points where the energy is very strong, and then I learn how to cultivate the energy of those natural elements, so working with the natural elements as well, and then your I am presence, your own spark. So the first exercise I want to show you is very simple. I call it the breath of the I am, and you can also stand in front of a waterfall or visualize, if you don't have that that capacity at the time being, the waterfall that represents your white column, the white ascension pillar, the pillar of white light, and you can cultivate that energy through sacred breath. So you merge the sacred breath with physically drawing in that energy in your body. So what I do is you just stand, you know, your legs are at the position of your hips, you know, same width, and then you just stand like this, and you start to breathe, and you do like this circle of breathing, which is very much it's the elemental nature of our being. So you spread your hands out, and when you take that first breath in, you will invite that light in. So you do the inhale, merge your hands at the top. It's very hard for me because I have trees here. And then with the out breath, you pull the hands down. Hold the out breath for a while, and then the next in breath will be like this at the center point of your sacred heart. So you take a deep breath in your sacred heart space. And then the next out breath wave will be you moving your hands back down in the beginning position. And then again, in breath in, out breath. The central position, again, in breath in your sacred heart chamber, out breath out. And then you just learn how to naturally follow the rhythm of your own body, the rhythm of your own energy. And as you do so, it's very important that you visualize the embracing of the white light, the white central pillar, the white column of ascension light, and draw it back down. Imagine how that white column penetrates all over you. It moves into every cell of your being. And then again, another breath in your sacred heart. Here's where you breathe it in your central point in your body, and then breathe it out again. Very simple. as you start to do a few of those repetitions, usually you will notice either energy moving upwards in your spine. This is how I always feel it. So the energy moves upwards in your spine. Or you can feel like shivers on your spine. And then as you're drawing the energy downwards, you will start to feel the heat in your feet. So when the heat in your feet increases, you know that you're increasing the flow. So you're actually activating that white column of light more in your body. So I say this all the time, we can all talk about ascension, but it's not a mental concept. It's not something that we do behind our computers. It's very practical, it's very physical. It's physical ascension path. And this is what it requires on our behalf. So the second exercise utilizes the rotation force of our own natural state, of our vortex self, and our magnetism and electricity as one. So the golden and the silver, divine feminine, divine masculine polarities come into play. Usually what you do is very simply, again, you just stand at the width of your hips, and you're just going to rotate. You're going to put your intention to rotation. And as you start to rotate, first clockwise, you start to imagine that there's a golden spiral of light descending upon you, and that this golden spiral of light starts to encapsulate you all over. And the more it moves into your body, it's almost like it gets like this, you know, from a narrow to more wide nature. So until it really reaches the width of your auric field, and it encases you in a beautiful, kind of like a golden egg. And then you will feel this, that you will naturally, with that golden spiral, start to rotate, and you will do it like clockwise. So this is you embracing the masculine polarity. And then in the next stage, now you imagine a counter spinning silver, again descending back down, getting wider and wider, encapsulating you and encasing you in a beautiful silver egg. And then you see them merging, and as they merge, you stop spinning and you come into a point of stillness, the 0 point field. So there's unity here. The magnetism, the electricity become one. And this is what I call just sitting or standing with your presence, just feeling the neutral 0 point flow of infinite divine potential. There's no separation here, only unity consciousness. And it's very important for us to not just, again, think about it, but feel it. So when we sit or stand in our presence, we will feel it. So again, like I said, the first is the clockwise spin, the beautiful golden spiral forming. And then we start to do a counterclockwise spin. Maybe you will initiate it first, but then you will see your body will naturally start to move like this. It will just be very natural. And as you say, I'm unified, I'm whole and complete. I'm in my 0 vortex space. You'll see that as you're ready, everything will come to a point of stillness, completion, your quantum self. Take a deep breath, just breathe the sacred breath of life in that stillness 0 point in your quantum vortex self. And just be with that without any thinking or how it's supposed to be. Just embrace the stillness, embrace the void. This is where all the potential emanates from anyway. And now the next exercise, the third exercise I want to show you is when you're doing any kind of body healing, or, you know, putting certain parts of your body back into integrated wholeness. So let's say you have a part of your body that either aches or it feels a bit not in wholeness with other parts of your body. It's not yet in that unified space. So what you do again is you work with white light and you work with the Holy Trinity. But it's also physical exercise in a way. So it's physically conducting energy to that part of the body. So that part of the body then starts to, again, through that white light, emanate to all the other body parts, again, feeling in unity, not in separation. So that any part of their body, you say, ow, I have an ache here. And the moment sometimes that happens, we will feel that part of us as separate. And this is where more separation comes from. And again, when we start to attach to that pain and feel it as something that is limiting us or, you know, kind of prevent us from something, and we keep putting more separation on that point. So here with this exercise, instead we utilize again the white light, which is the light of unity, of unification, of wholeness. So what we do is we form a triangle. But before we do that, again, I would really recommend just receiving that divine light through your hands. You will feel it. You, of course, you receive throughout every part of your body, but your hands are almost like magnets or like magnetic, and your hands will instantly indicate when you're sensitive and open how much energy you can conduct. With me, when I'm not even thinking about it, I can have very strong palms, and it feels like, wow, the energy needs to be centered somewhere, and then I, as a master of that energy, I can decide where I'm going to put its focus. So here, let's say we will put that focus in a certain part of our body. So let's say now I'm going to show you, because it's the easiest, with the belly. So you do, when your hands are in that receiving, receptive mode, which means you will feel pulsation, you will feel cosmic energy streaming through, you will form a triangle with your hands and you will place it on that part of your body, whatever it is. Now what you will do is, again, remember that white pillar, that column, you will utilize the white light, and you will almost feel how that white light flows through that triangle. So it's that perfection, it's wholeness. This is the hands are only a physical indication so that your visualization is easier. You wouldn't even need them, but let's say on this level we were using our hands. So we put them like this, and we breathe the white light, and then we're putting that sacred breath of life, the pulse of our galactic core, of our cosmic core, of our true self, we're putting it through that part. So we're kind of like reactivating that part. We're reawakening it. So it's almost like it's a restoration. We're bringing it back to life, into restoral, into renewal. And then we breathe that into it. You will feel again, the energy will increase. You will feel immense heat probably through your palms. So that's why I'm recommending the usage of hands, because this is how you will start to notice the feeling of that energy. When you master that level, then you don't even need it, because you already know. You already know that you conduct energy in this way. You don't need to feel it. You just know. So let's say we still sometimes need to feel it, because not a lot of people really trust on a completely perfect level. So what you do then, as you breathe that white light through that triangle, you feel how then it spreads throughout, from that point throughout your whole body, so that body no longer feels separation. And I did that kind of like a massage in combination with this energy work with my mother with her back, and instantly she had a reaction. There was such immense heat coming through. It was like, wow, what is this? It's like molten lava. And then the next day I asked her how she feels, and she said, wow, I'm having a bit of a reaction to that. And reaction is always good. Sometimes people think it's bad, but reaction just shows you that that pent-up energy came to the surface, and now through your body will integrate it. The spine is the center of our Ascension integration. As you can imagine, the spine, how important it is for us to stand up straight, because the white column of light is straight. So if we have any posture issues, the same thing. It's almost like we're holding back from that white light. So as we open up, we're going to be more stable. We're going to be more really well carried in our posture as well. We're going to be straight. And the spine almost represents that intertwining energies of our inner polarities and unification process, and the spine is the center of our integration. I talk about this ascension process more in my self-mastery course, which is called Self-Empowerment and Ascension, and I explain the physical aspects of our physical ascension. So I really recommend this. It's important that we also do energy exercises, because we're responsible for ourselves and our ascension. The work will not be done in itself, so whenever we're guided, it's not that it takes much time or anything like that. It starts to really bring us joy, and the energy will be increased. And it's important not to just do it when you say you're going to have a very heavy day, you're going to be around dense things and situations, and then you're going to do that white pillar activation. It's going to be like, wow, amazing. But that we do it all the time, constantly, that it's almost like a routine. I know a lot of times, especially me, we don't like routines. They seem like not needed, but certain things, it's good that you see, the butterfly said yes. So it's good that we're kind of steady with our progress with that. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any energy exercises in your own self that come out of this is, again, it's even better that you work with your own soul guidance. These are just the basics that are very simple. again, I really also advise to avoid anything that's too complex, that you think you need to study I don't know what kind of forms of healing modalities before you can cultivate this light. It's not true. It can be very simple. Truth is simple. Remember that. And I wish you so much joy as you start to work more with the mastering energy. And I'll talk to you in the next update. Stay true to yourself. As always, so much love, wisdom, and power. Bye-bye for now. Bye.